Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode. I'm back with Divass today. So, Divass is in public speaker. So, thank you very much, Divass, for joining, and it's a pleasure to have you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lakshit. It was a pleasure, getting invited from your side. And this morning at 8 o'clock, it's a great day to start with your session. Great. Thanks.
For thanks to you for joining in. It's you being kind and joining in my session. That's kind of you, and thank you again for joining in. So, Divass, before getting into any discussion or any kind of um, topic which we wish to speak about, just wanted to if you could give a brief note about yourself, about your work, and what you do, that would be great.
Sure. I love to help people become better in their personal and professional life, from someone who could not even speak his name properly to someone who has inspired more than 500,000 individuals from across 14 countries, from someone who was clueless about life, low self-esteem, low self-worth, to someone who, as an IKIGAI coach, is helping people find their purpose. So that's a journey which I have traveled and super proud of it, and just moving inch by inch, bit by bit, and living my purpose.
Okay, great. So you mentioned that guy not able to speak. So what's the story regarding that? Why weren't? What was the problem with that, and how did you become public speaker? Just curious.
This reminds me of my school days, buddy. It was horrible.
Okay.
As in, when I had to speak my name, if you remember in school days, in the month of April, there used to be a unique thing. You used to move from one class to the other, the class, and every teacher used to walk inside the classroom, had this one thing to start the session with. Please introduce yourself. Not a big thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I was damn scared to even speak my name. I used to literally
Okay.
count that, okay, something should happen. It should rain on that day, or something like that, sort of that. Mom, dad, I don't want to go to school on that particular day. And when I was there in my classroom, sitting over there, literally counting that, okay, there is one person, second, third, fourth, oh, fifth was me who was supposed to speak.
Yeah.
And when I got my chance, I stood up, looked at everyone, took a deep breath, and said, no, no, my name is Divass. That
Okay.
was
Okay.
horrible, where you cannot even speak your name properly, stammering all your childhood. And you can, imagine that as a teenager, not even a teenager, before that, before even like
Mhm,
teenage,
mhm.
and like throughout your entire teenage, where your self-esteem is shattered, everyone laughs at you, humiliates you, not even your friends, your teachers, and everyone around. These things happen,
Mm. Yeah.
and I was into pieces. From there to going in my college life, even there also, I had this challenge. I was wondering that how would I even get a job in my life? And luckily, I had a chance to work with Infosys as a software engineer, another engineer turned MBA turned a coach.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
So that is the journey whereby someone who could not even speak his name properly to someone who can speak. So that is an achievement for me, which is not a big thing for people. They're like, wait, what's big deal? But when I see rather, like Lakshit,
Yeah.
just a couple of weeks back, I went to my school to meet my school teachers. Rather, they invited me by watching my YouTube video that, okay, hey, Divass, is it
Oh,
easy
wow.
for you? And I was like, yeah. And they were like, do come over, like, do meet me. So in the month of December 2020, I went there. And it was such a nostalgic moment for me to be in that same class where I was standing one day trying to recite a poem and was stuck, or all those moments you can actually visualize. It must be
Yeah.
just a normal moment, but those goosebumps, oh my god.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, that's true. Hmm. Yeah, so yeah, that's really, yeah. And what was that? Why do you think, what was the reason you were scared while speaking? Was it shyness? Was it something else? Or what was the reason which made you be scared or shy in speaking in class?
I don't know. I wish I knew this. There was some sort of fear that if I would speak, Or I can sing very well, I can talk to my friends really well, but at certain instances, certain letters, certain words, I would get stuck. Was it shyness? Was it being an introvert? No, because I realized my personality type is an extrovert, which I was like, like thinking that maybe the person who is shy, who does not speak much, is an introvert. And that is how the world labels introverts and extroverts. However, that ain't the case. Or be it low in confidence, I don't know what the reason was. I can probably think, as you made me think right now, that low on confidence because the standards around me were set really high. I come from a school called Brightlands Dehradun, which is the top 10 schools in the entire country. And when you have those top-notch, the bright minds in that space, you always have those students who can speak very, very well. Debaters and people were like, oh my God, how can they speak so well? And I'm someone who can't even speak his name properly. So maybe it was insecurity. Maybe it was a lot of this fear of being judged by what will people say or how do I look? I don't know. I mean, maybe these might be the reasons. I still do not know.
Okay, okay. And what is this story of you being an engineer, then being an MBA, then get into public speaking? Why did you leave your software engineering job and get into speaking? What may inspire you, and what made you think of getting into something as public speaking?
Lakshit, I wasn't as scared as you are. I wish I
Thank
was
you.
so lucky of 17 that, this is what I have to do. And like
Thank you.
podcasting, be it YouTubing, that's something insane. I was like, wow, this guy is incredible. So,
Thank you.
like a typical Indian, born in a middle class family where you choose sciences. I still remember when I went to school recently, I saw that board, where you have those scholars and the games captain and the house captain and all. And I was supposed to be the games captain because I was good in the sports. I was representing district in badminton. And on that list, my name wasn't there. The reason being, in our school, after class 10th, we were giving admission. We were given like admission in class 11th based upon our 10th score, right? Or the prelims. So pre-boards, I had goofed up. So I had no chance to get the admission based upon my pre-board score. So the only way was to score well in your boards, and then you make it to class 11th. And this entire process of selecting the games captain used to happen in the month of April. So for my class 11th, I joined in the month of July after getting my board results in the month of May. So just because I could not get good marks in my pre-boards, I lost the chance to be the games captain for the entire school, which I was eyeing for because academically I was average, not super awesome. I mean, in our school, 99.75 is what people get. And I'm like, how can you do this? But you had a competition. Yeah. So the only space for a child like me to breathe, to explore was that sports field. And I was killing it over there. And when I lost that chance, I realized, oh my God, like marks are so important in the school, whereby if I don't get marks, I cannot be a games captain. So I lost that still because I scored good marks in my board exam. So I had to pick sciences, else log kya kahenge. What will people say if I don't pick up sciences?
Yeah. Okay.
So I had to pick up sciences. I goofed up in like physics, chemistry. You know what, interestingly, I was so pumped up that I will pick up like physics, chemistry, biology, and maths. The deadliest combination of all.
Yeah.
That I will keep both the options open. Engineering also and medical also. And after a month, I remember, in the month of August, I went to my concerned teacher that, ma'am, I'm really sorry. I wish to move back to, I am saying no to biology because it was not, like natural to me. So spent my 2 years studying sciences, feeling proud as compared to the commerce grads that, I'm superior, because that was a label in the school days that science people are like, oh, we are superior as compared to the commerce, and the arts are like, we do not have even arts. Like, we create you to be as a part of our school. We're like, arts, no place for you. So sciences, like class 11th and 12th. After class 12th, majority of our school mates, they go to like DU, right? In
Okay.
DU, because we score very good marks in our class 12th. So like that university is just a second home for us, because when you
Okay.
score like, like 95% on an average, then it's not a big deal, right?
Okay.
So IITs were not in the picture, right? Law was never on cards. Law could have been on the cards. My dad is a lawyer. So logically, as a legacy, doctor ka beta doctor, right? So the son of a
Yeah.
lawyer should be a lawyer.
Lawyer.
However, I did not like pick up law. My dad was completely okay with that, unlike other parents. So feel thankful. The reason why I did not pick up law, if I connect the dots, is because when I used to see my dad or people around in that profession, they had to speak. And for me, it was like big no. Law is like a
Yeah.
bottom for me. Even I can analyze,
Yeah.
I can debate, I can have my viewpoints, arguments. Still, to speak at a stretch and like counter, like argue the points, it will be a nightmare for me. So law was out. As far as medical, that was out. And in those days, we did not have podcasting as an option. So
Yeah.
couldn't be into it. So from there, moved to engineering. That was the only option left, because the Sharma uncle next door said that Gupta ji, get your son, into an engineering. And you're like, his life would change. And I was like, wow, the 4 years look promising. So with like high hopes and the pride in my heart, I moved to an engineering college. Spent
Okay.
my 4 years and I realized that what am I doing in my life? But still, because this is what I was supposed to do, because everyone was doing it, I was clueless. I was enjoying my college life. I was a part of a rock band. Right now, you see my, like these hair, this look very professional across all my like profiles on social media. But my friends in my college days would tell you that, hey, this was not whom we met back then. Beard
Okay.
and long hair and the red shoes. I was killing it. So that was the time where, again, I realized that I was never born to be that sophisticated, academically sharp student. I was born to create. So creativity was something which I had in me back in school days, writing poems, writing songs. When you fall in love, you do write songs, right? So I wrote a complete album during my college days. No matter she
Okay.
never said
Okay.
yes to me, but I was like, I will write songs for you, lady. Don't worry. So
Okay.
from there, I went and worked with a software company. And there I realized that, hey, I am not the right fit. Over there, we had Toastmasters, and which is a public speaking club. I had a chance to be there, and it was a tough competition. I was just venting out my frustration that why am I doing what am I doing? One fine day, we received an email which said that there is a public speaking, like championship happening in
Okay.
the campus, and the topic was man is born free, but everywhere he's in chains. And I was like, this is for me. I am feeling chained, this is for me. So I wrote my heart out, I wrote pages and pages and pages. And then finally I shared it with the team. They shortlisted it. And then they said that now you have to speak for 5 minutes. And I'm like, you're kidding me. I just wrote it out. That does not mean that you'll select me and you'll ask me to
Yeah.
speak. That too with
Speak.
professional speakers and debaters. It was one of its kind. Lakshit, in my college days, that was my time where I kind of explored myself as a speaker, whereby just trying my level best to be on that stage, to
Okay.
be in the classroom, goofed up really badly, right? But still had the courage to be there and like speak for myself. And that Toastmaster and those instances at Infosys gave me that courage that yes, I can try public speaking. I do speak well. I do like train well. And like back then I was preparing for CAT. And when I used to help my friends, they were like, hey, you teach well, you train well. I think you should be a trainer than a software engineer. And I'm like, seriously? And I was like, okay. So after that, I went and did my MBA, got a chance to train people on CAD, GRE, and other stuff like soft
Okay.
skills.
Okay.
So that is how I was exploring that, okay, am I good at this or not? It was not like that I was super clear. There were people around me who were super clear that this is what I'm supposed to do as I go ahead with my
Hmm.
life. So from there, doing my MBA, and then I moved into coaching. So
Hmm.
started my company. I mean, 2016 February, I started my company, and this year February we'll have the 5 years of IKIGAI Learning Private Limited. So
Okay.
startup was like something which caught my attention again because I was feeling chained in the corporate world and I wanted to be free. So if I link it back, there are a lot of reasons why a person picks up something in his life. So today also when I operate as a freelancer or as an independent coach, I get that breathing space where if I have to create a presentation, I get that time to create any session, be it this podcast also. This gives me the chance to liberate myself and play on my like creative instincts. So in a nutshell, if I look from school days to college days to the working life to like starting up and to now being a coach, the one thing that was common was like creativity. Like now I
Hmm. Yeah.
create solutions for problems of my like clients, right? So like I may not write songs anymore, I may not create music anymore, but I still create those presentations, those sessions, those solutions. So that has been the common part which I feel throughout this journey. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Wonderful. So wonderful. Thank you very much for giving that brief, experience and learning and everything, combined with it. What, you were mentioning about you starting a startup named Ikigai. So I think people listening to this, watching this knows about Ikigai and have read the book. I never did. And I had just seen the cover page and never nothing else. What is Ikigai? Like why it's is it overrated or is it that good that people like it, or is it does it have something really good which could help somebody?
Okay. So whether it is overrated or not, I would not comment on that because for me, it kind of resonates. Rather, it's like a lot of simplicity is there. The way they have given those four Venn diagrams, the authors, right, Hector and all. It's more of a framework which people can relate to. If I look at the Indian philosophy, which is deep.
Hmm.
We have those things, nothing out of the blue that, oh my God, this is a eureka thing. But I think we as
Okay.
youngsters feel that if we refer those Vedas and all, that's too much of being a monk or a saint, a sage. But if we read a book, that makes us cool. That's the trend amongst the youth.
Yeah.
Yes. However, the learnings, they remain the same. They do talk about finding a purpose in life, which
Hmm.
is so important. I mean, if we look at it, we all have the passion back in our college days. We're really passionate. I was passionate about music. I don't know for how long it continued. Just after my fourth year, the vocalist went to Pune, the bassist went to Hyderabad, me being the drummer was in Chennai. The band was disintegrated. And yes, we did form the bands back at our base, but we could not continue it. So the point is that if we observe across the college life or even like later on, there are very few of us who can actually have a passion mapped it to their profession. And if that is
Okay.
possible, it is a lot more sustainable. I mean, right now, if I really talk about this podcast, I see that spark that you love what you are doing. That's why we
Hmm.
are awake at 7 in the morning and planning a session like this. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
this is your profession as well. So certainly
Hmm.
you get that kick to do it.
Hmm.
Moreover, when I was coaching the CXOs, the senior vice presidents, I was amazed that these people are technically successful, because someone who reaches that level is like, wow, he has attained nirvana, right?
Yeah.
However, when I speak with them, they are like, there was technically, or as per the society, I have achieved everything.
Hmm.
Still there's a void in me. There's that gap which has been untapped. And when I was coaching them to find that, or like fill that void through introspection, through the activities, they
Mhm,
felt
mhm.
so much at peace that yes, now I know that this aspect of life could have been filled by doing, like certain things. So the point is that as the concept of ikigai, whereby it's like why you do what you do. What's your reason for being? I mean, like, why you wake up on a Sunday morning like this? I mean, what was it that in like winters, harsh winters, we are waking up at 7? To be honest, like when you approached me on Instagram, and I was like, that when should we do the session? So Sunday was the day when I was available. I had a couple of sessions in the evening. I was like, okay, morning is the time when I'm free. Should I sacrifice my morning, or should I, like challenge myself? And like also Lakshit, let me see how much, like passionate he is for his
Oh
work.
yeah.
Very honest, I was like, okay, like, you know, let me check it out. And you were from that, oh, let's do it. That speaks a lot
Yeah.
about your passion for your work, right?
Hmm.
So these things are really important for me when I work with my team also, my teammates also, that people around you, if they are passionate, if they are like hungry to do something more in their life, and they know what they do. Else, maximum people are just doing by a default template. They haven't customized the settings, right?
Yeah.
So that's so important. We may follow a given template offered to us by the society, and we can continue following that. It may be in your 50s, 60s that you realize, oh my God, I forgot to live.
Hmm.
And now you cannot do anything. There's like no controls or
Yeah.
option available. It's gone, right? You can't undo things. So Ikigai, the secret to live a long and a happy life. That's so important. I get to meet my friends who, after I left Infosys, they were like, dude, you're crazy. I mean, who leaves a corporate job, getting chances to be on site,
Hmm.
and like thinking of a startup after your MBA? Are you crazy? I mean, work in the corporates, make money. Yes, I was doubting my decision in the first couple of years when I felt that, hey, I chose my startup, it's not working, and what will happen? Generally, as per the like facts, every startup would need like 3 years to continue. That is what
Yeah.
the experts say. And when we had the fourth anniversary last year, I was like, yes, we have survived the first 3 years.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so all those things that does give you a peace that yes, we are on that right path. So it's really like, important for a person to like connect, introspect, and ask that why I do what I do. Even if
Hmm.
on like Sunday we can do this, we have a strong purpose behind this. Else,
Yeah.
majority of the people would say this on a Friday evening, let's party. And Monday, I
Hmm.
hate my job. I hate my
Job. Yeah. So
We
true. So
have
true.
those 2 days to work on our craft, do
Hmm.
something incredibly good for ourselves. Why not? Why not? So everyone should, be in this like, pursuit of finding their ikigai. It would take time. It would take time. It's not a magic wand that Wingardium Laviosa, abracadabra. Nothing that's going to happen. It would take some time, but it is
Yeah.
worth the journey. So
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. And as you were speaking about waking up early, the thing is with me personally, since I'm childhood, I have this habit. Like my father never let us sleep more than 6. Like at 6, when I was even, I think I was when I was even in my LKG or I don't know how it's in there. I don't like before first and second we have two classes. I don't know how it's a KG and UKG, LKG. It's what's said over here. So my father used to wake us up at 6. So nobody can sleep more than 6. Like 1 minute bhi zyada nahi. So everybody was up by 6. So that has been habit since childhood. So it was not a big deal for me when you said 8 p.m. I was like, okay, it's something not that that big. And yeah, so now getting into your startup thing, why like what's your startup about, and what do you help people to do with, and what do you do there?
Okay, so when we started off as a training company whereby we used to help the colleges in particular
Mm-hmm.
to place their students in those top-notch companies. That's what we started off. Again, if I map it up, I was using my past experience of training the people for placements for CAD, GRE, and my own experience. I was just mapping it to my business. However, as of the day, in that journey, I explored myself, upgraded myself, did certifications, and I realized that counseling and mindset and psychology is something which I am passionate about. I wish I had arts as an option back in my school days. I never had it.
Okay.
So today I can proudly say that I would love to be an art student, because when I read an article around arts or any subject like around psychology and mindset, I would read for hours and hours, and then picking up anything like technical which is happening around the world. So that's again a realization. So becoming a mindset coach, counseling people, I was doing it really well. And there's something called as validation. You might feel that you do this good, but when you get a feedback from your friends, family members, you're like, no, no, no. They are like those inner circle and all. They will always support them. Oh, very good, very good, very good. But not realizing that the external feedback matters a lot. So doing some training sessions, again, a training session was not just about effective delivery. It was about those fears of public speaking. I mean, even there, also standing in the auditorium, I could remember
Uh-huh.
my school days that, hey, how can you speak? And those inner voices used to just like flare up. And I was again back in that same mood of the Divass. And I'm like, okay, calm, relax, breathe, 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 relax. I remember
Yeah.
going to the washroom and like locking myself and like talking to her, okay, Divass, relax, relax, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, breathe, breathe, relax. And then coming back and like taking the session. So that has been the journey. And now as a company we offer like coaching. That has been the core since the past 5 years. So coaching in the space of public speaking, in the space of career counseling, in the space of personal interviews, in the space of ikigai. So majorly these are four domains that we work on.
Okay, okay, okay. And you were speaking about validation. So, do you think validation is right? To be truthful, it's as I'm a creator, I think it has been a year me creating videos and speaking with different kind of people with different, lifestyles and ideas. So when you said, Lakshit, you're doing a good job, I was happy. Like, okay, somebody is appreciating me and somebody is telling good about me. So do you think, as for in your opinion, do you think validation is good? Seeking validation is right, or should you expect for validation?
Ashit, unfortunately, we have been conditioned to get validation. Nobody loves this aspect. Like now, when I am a bit aware that this is not that important, right? You can do your stuff the way you want to without giving a damn to what people say around you. That's after a journey. But if I connect that why we as individuals are in this pursuit of getting validated because of conditioning. For example, when I look at my niece, she's hardly a few years
Mhm.
old. If she does something right, my sister, my brother-in-law would say, good, good, very good, proud of you. If she doesn't, then she's being rebuked or she's being asked to do it in this manner. So one evening I was observing her. She had to keep her toys back in the room. And when she lifted the toy, based upon her capabilities, took it along with her, placed it over there, then she looked for everyone that, hey, did I do the right thing? When everyone like claps, she's like, yeah, I have done the right
Ah,
thing. So
thing.
if you observe, since childhood, we have been conditioned that, okay, this gives me a heads up, this gives me a slap, right? So all those things have hardwired us to believe others more than ourselves. And as a result, we are hollow beings and human beings. Unfortunately, right, many of us do not even live life based upon what we feel is right. And that's the reason why this void gets deeper and deeper and deeper. So yes, you need not get the validation. If you believe, yes, you can consult. You can consult from experts. That's, like, that's a good thing. You are just like saving yourself from unnecessary effort. That can always help you. However, believing in yourself is so much important. Whenever I like drive, I refer Google to guide me for the instructions, that like take left, take right. Trusting that lady is so easy, so easy. But trusting ourselves, like, am I doing this right? Should I even do this? Just imagine, right? We had December in the last month. Santa Claus is coming around, right? That was the song.
Yeah.
Do we have Santa Claus? Now, there's a divine energy. There is a force. Definitely, we believe in it. But as a child, I was being told that if you have a red socks next to your pillow in the morning, you'll get a gift. I was like, wow. And I did that. And my parents were my Santa Claus. Yes, there's a force. Maybe Santa Claus is acting through my parents. But we believe in Santa Claus because someone said that, hey, there is Santa Claus. Or maybe for any religion, we have that force, that there is a force. Nobody has seen it. It's just an experience. If we can believe in Santa Claus for 8, 10, or 15 years of our life, I don't know for how long did you believe in Santa Claus. Can we believe in ourselves for just 5 minutes? We can, right? Believing in ourselves is so important. When 8 years can be given to believing in something which was not there, just a belief. So can we take in 5 minutes to believe that, yes, I can speak, I can rise, I can grow, I can do things. We can, right? That's where people
we can.
go wrong. They have to believe in themselves.
Okay.
So less of validation.
Okay.
Think more of that, yes, I have done it. Yes, I've done it. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it.
Okay, great. So just one question I just wanted to ask you is, you have seen every part, a different part of your life. You being not able to speak, then you get choose sciences, then you have play music and write music, then you become an engineer, then you become an do your MBBA, and then you get into being a speaker and helping students out. What did you learn throughout this whole different part and different phases of your life? There was extreme shyness and no confidence left, and then you come with full confidence and you're speaking with millions of people and inspiring people. What did you learn in that time, in that phase? How did that help you?
Okay. I would say ownership. Ownership of life, that nobody else would do it for me if I don't do it for myself. That's so important. I would have always blamed that why I was born this way. Why, God, why? People do that. And I wish I was born like this. I wish I were like this. And all those things could have been there. And my reality would have been the same. If I was that, no, if I want to change the way I speak right now, also, I always try that, okay, let me make things better. If I don't take ownership of my life, I wouldn't have been able to speak the way I speak. I wouldn't have been able to reach out for growth opportunities. I would have been stagnant. And that's applicable with everyone. That's missing. If a youngster is watching this, I would say this to them, that yes, we've been raised with a lot of love, care, and affection by our parents. Feel happy about it. But as you move in the outer world, in the harsh world, you cannot continue with the same template. Because this happens when I train the college grads in the first year, like maybe in the like, second year. They're like, no, 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 my dad is there for me. My mom is there for me.
For
I'm
me.
like, feel thankful that you're born in this country called India. Had you been in the Western world, you would have been by your own self. So taking
Yeah.
ownership of your life is so important, so important that whatever things you do, it's something like attribution. If we win, I did it. I worked so hard. It was my effort that I got this. If I lose,
Yes.
oh, the paper was out of course. The teacher is so bad that she
Bad.
has something against me. Else, I would
Mm.
have definitely scored marks. So we love doing this. We love doing this,
Yeah.
right? And if you look at it again, if I map it to this like childhood, for example, as a child, when we used to like crawl, right? If we crawl and if we hit a table or a chair, what happens when we hit?
It pains us.
It pains us and like we like start crying.
Yeah.
Oh, right. And then we have a savior, our mom. She comes rushing and says, "Ha!" She hits the table, and we're like, wow, now it's
Wow.
done. And the
Yeah.
child stops crying. Why? You hit the table, and child feels now it's done. Like revenge is done.
Done.
You know? However, if you look at it, somewhere down the line, the parent has conditioned us that, hey, it wasn't your fault. It's the fault of that table that came in between. So, hug. And the child feels, yeah, this is cool. I should do mistakes and blame it to anyone.
Everyone.
I have my savior. And that becomes a
Yeah.
habit. That becomes a habit across the entire school. Your school days, you goof up, you blame it to your friends, your competition, your health, your teachers, whatever. But deep within, we know it that I could have done it. I could have done it.
Mm.
I could have taken ownership of my life and did it. If supposedly you at this age is doing this because you take ownership of your life, nobody is, having you at the gunpoint that, hey, Lakshit, you have to do this. No, it's
Mm.
your choice that,
Yeah.
yes, I would do it. That's why you're so passionate about it. It's about sustainability. You can
Mm.
sustain if you are in love with what you do and you take that,
Do.
yes, I'm doing it because I know what I'm
Mm.
doing it. So again,
Doing
operating
it.
at a conscious level. Majority of
Mm.
us operate at a subconscious or unconscious level. So really
Mm.
important. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Great. So yeah, before ending this up, last two questions. One question is, what are the books or movies or anything you would recommend people to watch, which could help them learn, or something like learn them, help them in some other thing and help them in any kind of things.
Okay, so one is Ikigai, definitely, because as an
Yeah.
Ikigai coach, I'll always endorse and like talk about Ikigai. Second is Mindset by Carol. Mindset is an amazing book. I was in love with that book. Everyone must read that book. It talks about psychology. It talks about relationship. It talks about business. It talks about all the aspects of life and how our mindset operates. It's not like theory, which is boring. No, there are no those frameworks. No, it's like real life examples, and you'll be able to connect that. Hey, this is how I do it. I didn't even realize this. So the first thing is awareness, which is missing in us. So when you read these books, you're being aware that, hey, this is how I do it. And then you've been advised that what could be a better option. So now you're aware and now you know what better can be done. So the two
Hmm.
books, one Ikigai and second is Mindset by Carol Dweck. Read that.
Okay. Great. Sorry for that. Great. Thank you very much. Last question is, what would be your message or an advice or anything you wish to leave before ending up this session for people watching or listening this?
Find your ikigai. Simple. That's the only thing I can do in this life. I have a late motive which goes by stay awesome and stay productive. And I have been using it from past almost 6 years or 7 years, more than that. And for my every post, this hashtag stay awesome, stay productive has been there. And people are
Hmm.
like, hey, Divass, what does it mean? Is it just a marketing gimmick which makes it so catchy and look very cool? And I'm like, I never thought back then. Like, I was just working on my craft and I never thought that this will become a so-called marketing tool for me. No, it was a late motive for me. And I strongly believe in it. Staying awesome. When you talk to like someone in the morning, how are you? Yeah, good. How are you? Okay, done. That's how we talk to people. Can't we say, I'm doing awesome, man? How about you?
Awesome.
There is there's a vibe which we all carry, and we are so
Hmm.
negative right in the morning. It's just a formality because we don't talk to ourselves in that manner, and we don't feel happy from within. So staying
Hmm.
awesome, being physically fit, Lakshit. I mean, waking up this morning. I mean, I would thank you that you said a yes. Else, I would have been snoring at this moment. Trust me. So, being physically active, taking care of your health is really important, which I learned the hard way after losing my health. So, staying awesome requires you to be physically, mentally, like pumped up, like full of life, lively, and being productive. How you spend your time, that's really important. I mean, we all can complain the way we discussed in this podcast. However,
Hmm.
it's really important how you capitalize those opportunities. I realize, initially I used to feel that people who have achieved a lot, they are born differently. But the reality was that if you follow the right people, you realize that those people are just grabbing the opportunities and they're productive in what they do. They know, what they have to do and what they have to say no to. That's like clarity.
Hmm.
So it's really important to stay awesome, stay productive, and yes, finding your purpose, finding your calling, finding your ikigai.
IKGAI. So thank you, Divesh. Thank you very much. It was wonderful having you, taking us deep and sharing your, opinions and ideas and your learnings and your story about how you were and what you did and what did you learn. Thank you again. It was a pleasure to have you, Divesh. Thank you,
Actually, it was a pleasure.
Divesh. Sorry.
No worries. I have had a lot of iterations of my name back in my childhood. Maybe because I could not speak my name properly, or maybe the way people read the spelling. They say Divas. I'm like, don't
Diva.
get fascinated, buddy. Don't Google up my name. You'll find something else.
Else, yeah,
So
yeah.
I have
So again,
combinations of like Divas and like Devas and Devdas also. I was like, okay, that's
Devda.
cool. I don't mind it. So yes,
Yeah.
there was for you. So thank you so much, Lakshit. I loved your spark. I loved your energy, and God
Thank you.
bless you. And I need not say anything because you are already on your path of living your
Thank you.
ikigai, and that's incredibly awesome. So stay on the path and make yourself like super proud.
Thank you. Thank you very much again. Thank you for being here. And yeah,